I think we all know that student that barely looks stressed, never pulls an all-nighter, has time for the social life, glowy skin, and also a deep night rest, and gets always the very best grade. While in the meantime, you are studying every day, you are drained, exhausted, and you never are on top of your class. So if you're ready to stop being average and actually be that student this academic year, well, this video is definitely for you. I'm Violet, I'm a medical student, and I'm also writing a philosophical essay and working out 5 times a week. So if you want to elevate your academic life, well, this channel is for you. Here I share all my routines, hacks and habits in order to actually reach your highest potential. So subscribe right now and let's get started to how you can actually be that top student this year. Welcome to episode 1 of the academic glow up blueprint. So if you're ready to actually understand how the mindset of a top student works, grab your coffee, preferably espresso, and let's get started. Mindset 1. Identity code and cognitive dissonance. Consciously, of course, you want those top grades, but subconsciously you think, oh, I don't deserve this, I'm not that good. If that you are not a fast learner, that you cannot memorize quickly, that you struggle, that you will never actually be that top student, well, you never will be. Your belief creates your identity. If you keep telling yourself that you are not good enough for those grades, for that life, for those opportunities, you will not get them. In cognitive psychology, there is a concept known as cognitive dissonance. When your self-image doesn't match your action, your brain experiences physical stress and friction. High-performing students don't have any magical formula to get those grades. When they work for that goal, they do not experience the same friction as a person that does not believe in the self, because working there, staying those hours studying is consistent with their identity. So the subconscious level and conscious level do not fight against that because they are consistent with what they believe they are. Additional step for this mindset is start asking, why not me? Why actually do you believe you are not the person that can get there? Like, why not you? Why shouldn't you be the person that deeply understands this topic? Why shouldn't you hold the highest standard in your class? Time to actually understand what limiting belief is holding you back from actually thinking that you can be successful, that you can get those opportunities, because there is no reason why you can't and that student can. It's just a matter of belief. Actionable step number 1, you will write down in detail how the typical day of that student that you want to be is. How do they take notes? How do they revise? Is their posture? How do they present themselves? And most of all, what do they believe about themselves? How do they find success? And once you get there, actually see what you are thinking about yourself right now and how that future person is thinking about themselves, and you will see this gap that every day, by believing something different, you can absolutely close. Mindset number 2, purpose protocol and cortisol control. Next year, please leave behind the victim, drain, burnout aesthetic. I cannot believe we are still romanticizing people playing the victim, people actually being drained and being like, oh my god, I cannot do this, I will just brain rot because this is too hard, I'm just a girl. I have to breathe. Okay. So that victim student will stay a victim. They will not win in life. The person, the woman that thinks that I am just a girl, so, oh yeah, studying is too hard, that's what they will get. They will get a life where their identity is to play the victim. You have to be in control of your own life. You are the only one responsible for how your life gets. So leave behind that victim mentality, that drained student who is always pulling all-nighters and procrastinating. Decide right now that's not going to be your life. We all know the vibe. Bonding for how miserable studying is, complaining in the group chat, and treating your degree like a prison sentence. Probably even not every woman in your family could study. And there are so many women out there, so many children that are not allowed an education. So please, just in respect for those people, do not treat studying like a prison sentence. Our punishment is the recipe for your freedom. is giving you the possibility to actually be in charge of what your career, your future, your income, and your liberty will be. So let's get rid of that mentality and actually choose consciously how you want your life to be. There is also another reason for which playing the victim has to go away. The reason is that actually when you play the victim, you put yourself in a stress state because you are now anxious, you are now avoiding the task, and you feel anxiety. Trigger your body's HPA axis, flooding your system with elevated cortisol. Now, chronic high cortisol actually impairs the hippocampus, which is the exact region of the brain where memory is formed. When you're choosing to play the victim, you are elevating your cortisol, you will experience more anxiety, and in that you will perform absolutely worse way, and you will not have the same capacity to memorize as a person that actually believes in themselves and is not experiencing that sort of anxiety. Blaming all the time is actually making you recall less. So I think we shall stop this thing now. Our actionable step here is to define your mission. Defining your mission is something that it's not just for motivation, sense of purpose, which is amazing, honestly. When you study thinking about your sense of purpose, it's something that will reward yourself so much. For me, for example, I know that I want to help children, I want to be a neonatal surgeon, and I will also want to go on humanitarian missions. And when I think about that, I so want to study. Like I think about that and I'm so like, I cannot even believe like that's what my life is going to be if I put in the work, and that's my mission. So define your mission, write it down on a piece of paper and define your mission. Define what you want to be known for. If you don't find any motivation in studying, you can go back and reread it again. But actually, here's why it's absolutely essential to have a mission. When you have a mission, your brain shifts into a reward state, releasing dopamine, which sharpens cognitive focus and resilience. Going from that state of victim, right, where we had higher cortisol for anxiety, we are now creating a reward system with dopamine, so you actually get really a physical also sense of reward when you are accomplishing your goals. When your vision is clear, studying will not feel like an obligation, will start feeling as stepping into your power. Mindset number 3, objective data analysis and emotional detachment. This is one of the mindset, oh my god, this plant, I'm going to kill the emotional detachment is one of those things I wish I knew how to master when I started, even in high school, but most of all in medical school, because it is the way you actually get rid for good of study anxiety. There are so amazing, intelligent students that actually fail during exam just because they are in a state unsustainable anxiety, and for that they fail exam if they treat every wrong answer as a personal failure. If you attach your identity, how you see yourself, your sense of worth to a number, to a score, to a grade, that grade will have a gigantic weight in your life, in how you prepare, because you are now feeling like you as a person, as a human being, is being judged. It's like your worth is never tied to your grades. So an actionable step for this is to write a list of things that have nothing to do with your grades, that define the person that you are, and that will be the way you start measuring your self-worth. Not because you got an A+ in biology, right? Person you are. Maybe you are a wonderful friend, generous, you are ambitious, you are passionate about, cooking or doing crochet. You are the kindest person on this earth. This is the way to actually stop having that anxiety, because if you know that your worth will not change based on that grade, you will experience much less anxiety. That grade now is just a grade, not an evaluation of your person. It's not a matter of caring more. Let's say you want to be a doctor like me. Your patient stats are dropping. You cannot say, oh my god, why is this happening to me? I'm such a failure, because, and you start crying there and your patient dies. You think analytically what the problem is and find a solution. So start being actually like a CEO of your own life. Analyze what is not working, what last year did not work, what made you actually feel more anxious, insecure and stressed. Analyze that and change it. Think about it in an objective way. Let the emotion aside when it comes to your academic life. Our actionable step here is to conduct a cold and emotional audit of your past routine. Where did your attention leak? What part of your routine did not lead you to have a better attention? What study methods did not work? What was your morning and night routine? How did it make you feel? Did you have any habits for stress management? So fix your system, update your study protocol, and move forward. So please do detach your ego from your output. So in this audit that we will do in episode 2, but let's say that for now you can just start and think about what did not work. Let's say you were staying, up until late now scrolling. Of course, you did not have the same mental capacity of a person that went to bed at 10 p.m. Mindset number 4 is actually, and I will definitely put this planned away for next time. I apologize, but it's like a rainforest in here. Number 4 is my very favorite: systemic wellness and total ownership. If you know me, you know how much my fitness is a very important part of my life. I do make a priority to always work out 5 times a week or 4 times a week, even during exam period. You can see it in my exam prep routine, which is a video that you guys really like. You cannot separate your mind from your body, right? Your academic performance and physical performance are related, because when you are thinking about your mind, so you need to focus, you need to have a sharp mind, you memorize quickly, and so on. On the other hand, you need a body that supports you in all of this, that needs a good night's sleep, this routine to also for stress management, better sleep, better mood, less anxiety, less stress, and so many benefits that fitness has. But that this is not just for fitness, it's about actually understanding how taking care of yourself, of your body, will affect your mind and your performance. Academic culture sometimes just even glorifies, I think, this destructive grind and being burnout and being sleep deprived and on, basically having an IV of caffeine, drinking 10 energy drinks. This is affecting your health, and there is nothing that will be ever as important, not even your career, nothing is as important as your own health. So please stop doing this kind of grind, energy drinks, no sleep mode, and go back to healthy routines, healthy habits, healthy diet, drinking lots of water, limiting caffeine, and you will actually feel so much better. And also studying will feel less haunting and less difficult, because your mind will be more focused and you will be much happier if you exercise. Start already with sort of physical exercise. Start with 2 or 3 times a week, and you can be also going for a long walk or running or Pilates. Any way you can move your body is enough, is good. Just start, so when school starts in September, you already have some sort of foundation. True academic authority comes from taking total ownership of your entire vehicle. Your nutrition, movement, exposure, and sleep directly dictate your processing speed. A very important concept here is ownership. Take responsibility for your own life, accepting the version of you that always is sluggish, that never present themselves well. It's always arriving late, starting the project at the very last moment, and no one wants to be in a team with them because they are not reliable. Stop accepting that version of yourself. Take responsibility for your errors and start changing. Choose to want a different life this year. You can absolutely change, and I believe in you, but you have to take ownership for that. If you accept to feel sluggish, drained, exhausted, you are accepting that reality. So just change the standard for your own life. Change how you want to present yourself, how you want to speak, act, and study. If you think that it's okay for you and you can just go on with your life feeling totally drained and not wanting to studying and feeling like
I will start tomorrow, I don't know, I'm so exhausted and everything feels so hard right now. No, I did not do my hair or makeup, whatever. I will just go with an old t-shirt because who cares?
That's what you are accepting. You know that. You are the only person that can change that. So start taking some ownership and go on changing your life. You just have one life. You do not get 100 lives. So start actually choosing the life you want. Our actionable step here, as we said, is to start working out. So you have the foundation for September, and also choosing 2 to 3 non-negotiable. That can also be not related to fitness. Like it could be, I will always have my hair done and be presentable when I get to school. 3 non-negotiable are non-screen unwinding time, exercising, and being always presentable when I get to school. Your energy completely changes when you choose to put effort in your appearance. Remember that taking time for your physical health is a requirement for your academic performance. Number 5 is focus priming. You have to treat your focus as luxury. So this means that you need to cut off things that have nothing to do with your goals, them out. When you have people that do not believe in you, cut them out. When you have people that prefer going drinking at 2 a.m. in the morning, when you have an exam in 2 days, cut them out. Remember that you do not own anyone anything. That's very important here. And with friends that were our friends for, a very long time, even if they have basically a complete different, let's say, goal, but let's say lifestyle. They are out drinking and all nights, not just in summer, which is fine. I mean, a sense of responsibility, they do not like to exercise, they have no goals, no prospects. Well, cut them out. You do not have to still hang out with them if they drain you, if they are toxic. Be selective with the people that you spend time with. Be extremely selective with your energy. Where energy goes, attention flows, and where attention flows, you have the possibility to change your life. If you focus on something, that's where the area of your life that will change. If you're giving your energy away like that, like it has no meaning, like you agree to every plans, you go to every party, you don't have any sleep schedule because it's not important as going to that party, where that's not going to work. You have to think about what's most important for you and decide your energy goes based on that. Let's say it's a typical school day. Your friends want to go to Starbucks to gossip about your other friend, and you want to do a workout so you have more energy and you go back to study because you have finals coming up. What will you do? If you are a bit of a people pleaser, I know I was, I had like a list of things I would say in order to be polite but decline an invite. Like write it on Gemini or ChatGPT so you can use them when you want to decline an invite politely. And I think that's like an amazing idea. The time, the energy is the most important asset of a successful person. So start treating it as such. Our actionable step here is to actually think where your energy is going. Like if you are on holiday in Rio, think about when you were in school, where your energy was actually going and if it is worth it. Create a space that will actually be just to focus and not to focus, eat, watch Netflix, gossip and work out, and all in the same place, right? Design little areas or places even outside your home if you go to a gym or own a library for that particular activity, and that will absolutely change ability to focus. So a very good exercise is to take a piece of paper, divide it, and write here, where did my energy go last year and where do I want it to go? And that's a very simple exercise, but it will absolutely give you like a visual image of where you want your life to go. Mastering this 5 mindset is the foundation for everything we are building this year. That is why I decided to make it as episode 1 of the series. Next week in episode 2, we are taking this exact mindset and turning them into a real world routine, and how I actually created a system that allowed me to always stay on top of my class in medical school. If you actually are done with being average at school and you want to make your life extraordinary and actually completely elevate your academic experience, subscribe right now and I will see you in episode 2. Bye!